9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy holidays, happy Monday, happy all of the things, all of the good people. My name is Gerard Bonner. They call me the professor around these parts. And this is a very special edition of WWT Live as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. How are you? I know we took a little bit of time off for the holidays, and we're going to take some more time off until we get into the brand new year, but we wanted to end the year in a pretty significant way. So I would love if you could tell all of your friends to come join us as we take another look at 2024, the year that was, with, I believe this is the inaugural Women's Wrestling Talk Year-End Awards. Very excited for that. The last Monday, a very significant night in the world of pro wrestling, and we'll get into all of that, but I am not alone. We would hate to do this by ourselves, although an hour and change of me might not be all that bad to everybody. Let's figure out who's hanging out with us. We got some really, really cool people. First up, all things elite belong to her, and she joined us for the first time this year, and she's still rocking with us. Courtney's in the building. Courtney, how are you?
I'm good. It's Happy New Year's Eve. It's just been so fun, and that is true. We have a lot to cover the final Monday of 2024.
Indeed, it is. How was the holiday for you?
Holidays were good. It was pretty easy to do. I got to, of course, spend some time with my family. As you know, I did a watch along this past weekend of World's End, and it was really fun. So I'm very excited for January 1st to happen.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Well, it is good to have you with us. One of our fun additions for 2024, and another fun addition to the team in 2024.
It's Dion from At All Star Fandom.
Quite frankly, you need to go back to the drawing board because your game absolutely sucks.
Hello.
He is back. What's going on, good brother? How are you?
Oh, man, doing good. I feel like I haven't seen you all for weeks now, and happy to be back. Happy to go through this year-end award show that Will is so masterfully going to run for us tonight. So, yeah, man, happy to be here.
Yeah, it's good times for sure, man. Did you enjoy your holiday?
It's great. Still recovering from a red eye 2 days ago. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. If not for the messages, I would have known it was Monday. So I'm doing great. Great holidays.
I certainly understand. You know, as I'm thinking about this, I think the bulk of our crew, oh, wow, well, this is a super full house. So, the bulk of our crew is fairly 2024-ish. Yeah, I like that. But I'm going to go. Yeah. Oh, no. You can now, if I leave it to certain people, some might say, well, no, I'm not going to do that. What I will say is we do have elected officials around these parts, and I happen to like that. That was one of the really cool things of the year. And of course, one of them is kind of the mastermind behind what we'll see here today.
It's Councilman Will Ferrell of Strattonville with his Parisiac constituents.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday to you all.
Every hero has their own theme music, clearly.
Yes, indeed.
Or villain.
Oh, well. Wow. Okay. Depending upon one's perspective.
Depending on one's perspective, that's all we can do.
Gosh, we love it. It's good to have you here, Councilman. We have a few others. This is an absolute full house without Danny Tanner. And hanging out with us is this.
It's the Queen Bee of WWT, Wrestling with Honey Whip.
Honey Pop predictions.
Did somebody say awards? I had to get on.
Yes.
Hey guys, how we doing? Happy Monday. I missed you guys so much.
Yes.
It's so festive and jolly. I'm just excited for the new year. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna come through a little dolled up.
I see. Well, welcome back.
I mean, hey, it's the Women's Wrestling Talk Awards, man. I'm happy to be a part of this team. So I had to come through, with the shades just in case.
I see. It's good times for sure. Good times. Now, I'll tell you, this next one may have been one of the more controversial names of 2024 around these parts. But whenever he shows up, you always know that he's here. Jacob is in the building. Jacob, how are you, sir?
Oh, my Lord.
It's a party.
Holy. Holy.
That's right. Drink it in, man. Drink it in.
Drink it.
Drink it in. Wow.
That's right.
Drink it in.
I'm here.
Drink it in.
I'm back. I had to show up for the last show of the year.
Of course. Well, we are glad you were here. Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah, I had a pretty good one. How about you guys?
Yeah, it was good. It was really, really solid. We already know this is going to be a crazy show because Jacob is with us, but every
right now, it's Jacob the Lord. He's here. He's here.
Well, every yin has its yang, and with that said, the mayor, I think, is floating around. Let's see if we've got him here. Mayor,
what we doing? We said that we was coming festive. What we doing?
Hey, I'm festive.
Whoa. I don't know what's more festive than this.
I wore my shirt's green.
I don't see no ugly
My
sweaters.
shirt's green.
Santa hats. I got these damn socks.
Look, I was.
We can only see you from up here to here.
Yeah, I didn't expect that this was a Christmas episode, and damn it, I'm the only one Christmas.
No, you should have been festive last Monday. I didn't see no Santa. Well, I did see a hat, but I didn't see you wear a Christmas sweater last week.
Oh.
What was last week?
Courtney, spicy? What is happening right now?
This is why I wore red.
There was a watch along,
last
but I didn't.
week.
I said that I would do that on Tuesday, and I couldn't join on Tuesday.
Someone was playing reindeer games. But if there are reindeer games to be played, there's only one person who can play said games. It's her house. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the real TK, the master of all things reindeer games and Squid Game, TK is here. How are you, TK?
Stop.
Wow, that was a terrible. I guess so.
Hold on. TK
Happy
got a
holidays,
fresh
y'all.
Wait. Did you just
TK got
call
a
my
fresh breath.
intro terrible? I'm
did.
sorry. Hold, please. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage right now, you may have been looking for someone in your family to look up to. Have no fear. Show and Tell is here. All the way, literally, from room 416. TK is in the building. Is that better?
Y'all?
Is that better?
Happy holidays. That's I mean, that's good. That's good.
You're gonna stop playing with the professor in
Well, I
2025.
apologize in advance for my Wi-Fi. We'll see how it's gonna go.
Some have called her Red Velvet, but we prefer to call her Yellow Crush. Good
What
to see
location
you.
is this, TK? TK, is this
What?
the safe house? TK, you at the safe house?
No, I'm at
I'll put my shades
part
back
of the
on,
Whistle
'cause-
Cruise house in Vegas. I'm in Vegas for a couple of days.
With the fresh air too.
You've been on a bit of a world tour, TK. Is that right?
Yeah, I was in Toronto for 13 days and I came back to LA for a day and a half, or no, I think less than 12 hours. And then I'm in Vegas for a couple of days.
Yeah. Hollywood TK is in the building. But a great way to wrap up your year. I like that for you. I do.
I'm trying to make it. Let's see how this Wi-Fi holds out. So if it acts a little, it's not of my own accord. So here we are.
That
Got
means they breached the house and the wet team is here.
Well, lots of amazing people are hanging out in the chat. And so we honor and appreciate all of you for rocking with us. Today's a very, very special show. As we said, it is our final show of 2024. And in so doing, we thought it would be a really, really cool thing to present to you for the first time ever the Women's Wrestling Talk Year-End Awards. Now, the MC, Master of Ceremonies for this auspicious occasion, is our one and only councilman, the Councilman Will Ferrell. So we turn it over to the councilman, and he shall proceed with the festivities. Kind sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you handing me the mic. But this award show is being held hostage until I get my New Year's Evil's tickets. Okay? On January 7th. Okay? TK, what we doing? What are we doing? I will Stone Cold Steve Austin this shit with a chair in the middle of the award show and started all the nominations.
I don't
act like your Wi-Fi messed up. I know you heard that. They call you show and tell me where the tickets is at. But with that said, ladies,
Monday Night Raw for me, please.
Monday, I don't know where my finger's supposed to go. Y'all know where I'm pointing at. But ladies and gentlemen,
This is great.
it is that time of year. It is the end of year, and this is now the inaugural Women's Wrestling Talk Year-End Awards. Oh, she left. See, hopefully she's going to get our tickets.
You done pissed off.
As we continue this award show.
In his future endeavors.
I cannot.
I just
Oh
can't.
boy, this is gonna be.
I can't
wow.
believe the show is starting like this.
I got to get
Wow.
posted on the website with just me like this.
Right, right.
Black and white. Oh, but ladies and gentlemen, we do have a wonderful show for y'all. It is the year-end awards. We have several categories that we are going to be handing out awards to today. Now, the way this is going to work is we have 5 nominees for each category. All of us are going to go around and take our pick. We're going to try to be quick about it so we're not here for 4 hours. I will play the award music on you. Just know that. You will definitely get the award music played on you if you take too long. But whichever nominee has the most picks out of us, that is who's going to be declared the winner of those categories. Okay? Is everybody, we good with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
In the comments, please feel free to drop your selections as well. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to kick this thing off. And our first category is something that I think is very controversial. The best LE show of the year. And the nominees for this category is WrestleMania 40, AEW's Revolution, also AEW's All In, WWE's SummerSlam, and NXT's Heat Wave. Now, I want to know from each and every single one of you, who are you deciding as far as the category, the nominees in this category? Professor, I think it's only right that you brought us in, and we start with you. You are technically the captain here when TK is not here. So, who are you saying had the best PLE out of these nominees?
Well, I will, in the effort of trying to set a good example and not be long-winded in my response, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off and give it to WrestleMania 40. We have felt the effects of this 2-day event all year long. It signified a new era for WWE. It's done all of the things, and we're still living in that. Cody's still the world champion. We're still living in after effects from WrestleMania. I think all of these PLEs were great. WrestleMania 40 gets my vote.
Outstanding. Courtney, you are the AEW main correspondent, so I know there's some bias in me. So I'm curious. Who are you selecting for the best PLE/show of the year?
I'm actually gonna go left field. I'm actually gonna pick WrestleMania 40 because the reason I picked WrestleMania 40 because that whole weekend it was just everything. Cody winning the title. I don't care what anybody said. Sami Zayn beating Gunther. That was just another highlight there. We got to see Becky and sorry, but it was. Seeing from the fans' reaction, he beat Gunther. And also seeing Becky and Rhea take place, also seeing the tag teams respectively in their matches. It was just really incredible throughout that whole period of WrestleMania 40.
All righty. We already know my pick. It's WrestleMania 40. It was the show of shows. Honey. Well, I don't know if Honey's frozen or no, you're there. You're there.
I'm here.
Honey, what is your selection for this category?
It's definitely WrestleMania 40, and that's without bias, only because I feel like every other time in WrestleMania there comes a point in time where there's that mania that kicks off a new era, and WrestleMania 40 is literally the epitome of kicking off the new era and what pretty much trickled down into what we've been seeing up until the end of this year and what we're going to see going into the next year. Yeah, WrestleMania 40.
All right. Mayor. Vice City has been roaring. Jada Parker of Parkerville has been hot as ever. They are also in these matches for one of these shows, but I need to know from you, who are you selecting for best PLE/show of the year?
I'm going to stay consistent with my pick. I thought about changing my pick to an AEW show, but I'm going to stick with WrestleMania 40. I think it was the biggest show. We got such a wacky finale that probably can't be duplicated for that alone. As great as it was, as overbooked as it was, it's something you're always going to remember. So I'll stay with WrestleMania 40.
All righty. TK, the head of the entire operation. Who are you selecting for the best PLE/show of the year?
Well, I wanted to be different and say SummerSlam, but I in the show that we actually did previously, I had cast my vote, so I feel like I can't change it. But the reason I'm going to say WrestleMania 40 because I'm agreeing with Honey, it set it off a new era with everything. I just feel like it's just, and it's not just for WWE, it's just wrestling in general. So I feel like it's just gonna be a clean sweep. We can just probably move on to the next topic, but we'll continue.
So you just said the people's nightmare, and Jacob just don't get a.
They don't get to talk. This is what I'm talking about.
Damn. Cue the music, Will. Cue the music.
Your votes don't matter. I'm TK. I have spoken.
Next one.
Your kids don't matter.
I mean, we can hear you, but I mean, it's majority rules, right?
Everyone gets a say so.
All right, let's hear.
Even if it's quick, because what if one of them picks something?
Hey, just let me know if Fresh Press TK is the heel turn I've been waiting on.
Clearly.
Just let me know. Is that the heel turn we getting in 2025? Because that'd be amazing for me.
Things are changing. We'll see what happens.
Cinema.
Oh, that was spot.
Wow.
People's nightmare. If you would, what is your selection? I guess you have to be quick, according to TK.
WrestleMania 40, final answer.
Well, of course.
Jacob, you
all
have
in.
All in.
A contrarian.
All in. No contrarian. Here's the reason why. If you would have told me night 2 of Mania, absolutely. But I got to factor in night 1. It brings it down a bit. All in, laid a lot of groundwork. The 1-2 little duds still kind of aren't that bad. So I'm going to go all in. No contrarian. Just genuinely think all in is the better show. Top to bottom, wrestling included. Less of a spectacle, better wrestling.
All right. And we got a majority of the people in the crowd also saying WrestleMania 40. I haven't really seen anyone say any different. So congratulations to WrestleMania 40. Best PLE/show of the year. Now,
was All In the stinker with that toothache girl?
Huh?
Was All In the one with the stinker with that toothache girl?
Yeah, and the worst horsewoman too. Yeah, that one for you.
You mean the greatest women's wrestler in North America?
I'm glad.
The one with 3 top 10 matches this year. That one.
Oh Lord.
Because of her counterpart.
Hey, we'll get there. That's a category. We'll get there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving on to our I'll play the fuck out of this. I promise you. We're going to keep this award show in order.
There you go. There you
This
go.
next category, blood has to be involved, treachery, all the above. You have to have it in here. It has to have heat. It has to have the drama. It has to have a lasting impression and potentially change the people who are involved in what's going on. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the feud of the year. This is going to be a tough one. Our nominees for the feud of the year are Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page, Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline, and all of the Bloodline, even the Temu Bloodline, all throughout this year. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, and Mariah May versus Toni Storm.
Yikes.
Who walks away with feud of the year? No, Sadil, I'm so sorry. No, we could not select y'all as Ewan said, the mayor, as a nominee, because that is cheating. Y'all would have definitely won. Okay.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But let's start this off right. We will go with Jacob. We will select you. Who do you would say has the feud of the year?
Ooh, that's tough. Because I'm petty and I love spite and I just love just being dirty. It's Swerve and Hangman because one, you tapped out so a man could win a title, and then two, you set a man's house on fire, and TNT turned that into a Yule log, basically leading into Christmas. So Swerve and Hangman for me.
All righty. The People's Nightmare. Let us know who is the feud of the year.
If we were talking half the year with Rhodes and the Bloodline, with The Rock and everything up to Mania, I think that was, to me, was the hottest part of it. It's been okay on the other end of this with Roman coming back, but McIntyre and Punk, they didn't even wrestle. Punk couldn't even wrestle, and that feud still stayed hot. Drew was the biggest troll ever in this feud. The Hell in a Cell match was perfect. So my vote for this one is McIntyre and Punk.
All righty. TK, your nominee for feud of the year.
I was leaning towards McIntyre and Punk. However, I'm going to pick Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. The reason being is if you're going to do a feud, you want to take everything. And Liv took everything. Like, I feel like if you're gonna, you can burn stuff down and all this other stuff, but you can rebuild the house and all this other stuff. But Liv took everything. And so I'm going for
How you gonna rebuild a childhood house?
My memories.
You can rebuild it.
She took a whole person and title.
That TK money different. Don't ask no questions.
Clearly. TK's like, childhood memories burnt. I can take that.
She took a whole house. She took a whole person and a title.
Well, that's just it. She is the childhood memory. So there's that.
This is see, now, Professor. Now you're getting it. Now Now we can enter into 2025 properly.
Thank you, TK. Thank you, TK, for your wonderful nomination. Thank you so much. Mayor, we're gonna take it to you.
I'm gonna take McIntyre and Punk.
All right.
Wait. Oh, she wanted me to flex my vote. I think we're just honorable mentions, Sindel, but I will vow that this feud will continue to 2025, and maybe we'll actually make the ballot next year. So,
well, I would like to say, y'all get the honorary Nitro Award. All right, this is the honorary award for those that could not make it within the category. And Sindel and the mayor are definitely in recipients as the honorary mentioned Nitro Award. So
actually, what you can do, Sindel, is send a DM to Will, myself, or the account with your address, and we will send you a shirt because you have made WWD really, really fun.
You said that.
I like that.
You said that to TK. I'm not doing no more work this year. You said that to TK.
Yeah, like one more day, man.
I will the account, and you get a shirt.
Will, you got one more day, man.
I look forward to accepting that Nitro Award on our behalf, and Sindel will never see or touch it. I will say that I'll take McIntyre Punk. If anything, it'll at least a new side of Drew McIntyre that's going to carry his character the rest of his career with the social media, knowing how to troll, knowing how to push buttons. I think that's the side of Drew that was missing from his personality, and that feud really unleashed that side of him. So it carries over to everything he's doing right now.
All right. Honey, my tag team partner, who is your nominee for feud of the year?
I was thinking CM Punk and Drew as well, but if we're talking the whole year of 2024, and we got to be talking about Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline. I mean, the whole year. And if you're talking about literally the whole Bloodline, Roman, Dwayne, the Usos, or Solo, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and all the rest all the way throughout the year, I would have to go with Rhodes and the Bloodline. And it's honestly going to be a never-ending story because it's going to carry into next year. It's going to come full circle when Dwayne finally reveals that he is behind all of this.
Hopefully we see that very soon in 2025.
Maybe next week.
Maybe
your selection for feud of the year.
You would think I would go with my client Tony Storm, but I'm actually not.
Wait, you have a client too now? I missed that. Sorry,
I have four. I have four in AEW.
Here's a few.
Okay, my bad. Sorry, go on.
Four. You would think I would pick my client Tony Storm, but I'm not. I'm actually picking another feud within AEW that brought a lot of intense throughout the whole year, and it's Swerve versus Hangman. I'm sorry, but a guy that burnt his childhood home on live TV, that really is astounding. And if you were in my watch along during their match at All Out, you would have saw my reaction after the match. I'm not going to be gruesome, but their whole rivalry was very intense, insane. And also, I have to give props to the both of them, and especially with the chemistry that they had. So I'm going with Swerve and Hangman.
All right. Professor, the one that always has the logic for us. Who are you selecting for feud of the year?
All of these feuds were really great. And I think it just speaks to how great of a year we had in the sport, where you can look at both two of these major companies, 5 feuds, men, women, it was all fantastic. But, to me, Drew versus Punk was the feud that was so unique because this feud literally lasted a whole year and they only had 2, maybe 3 matches, which is crazy when you think about that.
Yeah.
Most of that time, Punk couldn't wrestle, but Punk cost Drew the world title at WrestleMania. I mean, but Drew is the one responsible for Punk being injured at the Royal Rumble. And I mean, they keep costing each other things throughout Monday Night Raw and, costing Drew the world title later on in the year. And then they end up having a match and then the 4 corners. And now they go to Hell in a Cell. And even then, it's just it's the never ending feud that's supposed to end that won't end. These guys will be at odds forever. Right. And so to have a feud that doesn't always require in-ring moments, but gives you moments that cause you to hold on to it, feud of the year for me.
All right. And I, too, will be co-signing that as well. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk ass. It was wonderful. As much as I loved Swerve and Hangman, I love CM Punk's and Drew because it didn't need you burning down a childhood home. It was all centered around a bracelet.
Wild.
That part.
Something so simple to cause so much chaos throughout a year. And just them. No one else interfering. No tag team. Just the 2 of them.
Yeah.
In the words of our tribal chief, simple. I'm gonna get it down. I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna get it right.
Yeah.
So shout out to Drew McIntyre and CM Punk because it seems they won the majority for feud of the year, and of course, the mayor and Sindel winning the Nitro Award. as the honorary feud of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this next category is also going to be another one of controversies because we've had a lot of superstars this year showing that they want to be the next person to put a company on the shoulders, to be the face of the brand, and to be here for a long stint into this new era of wrestling. And we had to break this down to two categories because we didn't want this to be combined into one thing. And this is the male breakout star of the year.
Man, this is a crazy list. This list is crazy. Oh, this list is not good.
Oh, yes. And it is between.
Oh, this ain't right. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. I don't want to do this.
There you got to make your pick. The nominees for male breakout star of the year: Obafemi, Joe Hendry, Jacob Fatu. Insert someone saying this name correctly for me, so I don't know.
Konosuke Takeshita.
Thank you. And of course, the young OG, Javon Evans.
That's crazy. Shout outs to the young OG on this list. This is crazy.
Professor, I said
wow.
Start with you.
Okay.
Start with you.
Okay. What a list. Again, this is just indicative of how great of a year we've had in the sport. All five of them could really walk away with this for a lot of reasons. It seems as though the obvious pick would be Joe Hendry. You look at what he did in TNA, literally going top 10 on the UK iTunes chart with his theme song. And then from there, making his way into NXT. And then when he gets to NXT, literally going viral, the most watched clip on Twitter, like 7 million in a week. It was just insane to see what he did. But that's not my pick, because what Joe Hendry did not do is win a championship. Joe Hendry had a moment that he broke out, and it was your 10-year overnight success. But if you want to talk about breakout, if you want to talk about making history, if you want to talk about changing the course of a brand and putting a brand on its shoulders, Joe Hendry didn't do that. Obafemi did that. Obafemi did that by becoming the longest reigning North American champion in a company that was in transition. NXT moving from the 2.0 space to now, this black and gold into black and silver, enduring the transition when your top stars like Carmelo Hayes leaves to go up to the main roster. And really, you get Trick Williams, who might be popular, but Obafemi is the guy who was the monster, the definition of a breakout star. This time last year, we were not talking about Obafemi. We are talking about him, and we talked about him all year long. So for me, the breakout star of the year is Obafemi.
All right. Professor should run for office because he made me change my vote.
I vote for Bonafide.
Well, let's go ahead and jump to it, man. The people's nightmare. Who are you selecting as the male breakout star of the year?
I had the obvious choice of Hendry down, just because that popularity just popped out of nowhere. For me, at least, it popped out of nowhere. Fans are behind him. He has the people, right? So that usually gives you that upper hand. But everything the professor just said about Obafemi, the brand on his back, the carrying the championship the longest, all this stuff, it's hard to not vote for him. So Professor did make me change my vote. Obafemi is who I'm going with for all the points that he said, because with Joe Hendry, I mean, yes, the TNA crossover with NXT worked. It helped him. It popped him. He still is huge for TNA. They did a taping down here a few weeks ago, which is hilarious. They taped 3 episodes in 5 hours, which was wild. But with that being said, yeah, Obafemi, man, and he's back now, and the company, well, NXT is on his back as of this moment, moving forward into the new year, yeah, breakout star of the year, Obafemi.
All right.
Don't let Professor go first again, man. They gonna sway everybody.
I agree.
Setting the bar. Setting the bar. TK.
I had the same. I had between Obafemi and actually no, it was between Joe Hendry and Jacob Fatu, but Professor Hollywood G, like Hollywood G do, he the championship, he's right. When you put a championship in the mix, it's a little bit different. Because he loved gold and winning is one of the most important things. So I'm going to do Obafemi.
All right. Jacob, your nomination.
Oh, it's without a doubt the only thing keeping Friday nights interesting is the one and only Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. Because for those that have been watching Fatu for years on MLW, the question was, can he do this on a big stage and will it connect with audiences? Why every time this man pop up like a horror movie, the crowds pop? Every stare down with everybody, it's a pop. Everybody's waiting for it. Roman, Strowman, it don't matter who he stare down with. Everybody's hyped for it. Straight to Fatu. Plus the man got "I love you" solo over. So, Samoan werewolf.
Gotta raise some elbows. Put the elbows up, Jacob.
Pop like a straight line.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Mayor, your nomination.
We've done this too many times on this show, so I'm not going to sway my vote. This man transcends and supersedes a title. He's taken one of the smallest wrestling companies in this nation and put it on the map just with that. Just with doing a turn.
Do it again.
I want to see it again.
You can clip that, Dylan.
Dylan, you already know.
But listen, like Major League Baseball teams have used this song in their walk-up. It was trending in the top 10 in the UK on iTunes. Then it came over to the States. It got him to have one of the biggest viral moments on YouTube for NXT, the WWE, this year. Some things don't need a belt, bro. Like, he's been the trend. TNA, we don't talk about TNA traditionally like that. He's the biggest. There was a point in time this year, he was the biggest star in pro wrestling. Forget a title. He was the guy in pro wrestling. We just wanted to see Joe Hendry. That's breakout to me. What he does with that is what determines his trajectory. But as far as his breaking out, he got it.
All right. Courtney, your nomination.
I had to think a lot about this because people would pick Oba. They would pick Joe Hendry. And Professor put on another point with championships because Oba did win a championship. But there's another person in that list that has won a championship. And that is Konosuke Takeshita because he's the reigning international championship. And I had the chance to watch a lot of his matches throughout the year. And being with Don Callis as the heel that he is, it really has supported him, especially having a manager. And also one of his best matches, I believe, I want to say it's on Sports Illustrated, his match versus Will Ospreay at Revolution. That match was insane. The two of them really delivered a good match with each other. And this is no disrespect to Roderick Strong holding the title, and even when Will Ospreay held it. But with Takeshita, this could really, really help. And also with the fact he's getting ready to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom and at Wrestle Dynasty this weekend, and he's defending that title. So I do expect for him to bring a lot more prestige within the AEW international title picture. So that's who I'm picking, Konosuke Takeshita.
All right. Sweetest Oos, your nominee for this category.
I'm not going to jump off the Obafemi bandwagon. Okay. We've been talking about Obafemi all year. He has been completely dominant in every aspect as a North American champion, pretty much ran through the whole roster all year. And it's pretty much time for him to get the main NXT title. So that way he could run through the roster again and have, be the face of the brand as he rightfully should, because he is the ruler of NXT. Period. I mean, it sucks because Joe Hendry, I get all of your points and everything with Joe Hendry, and I do agree to some extent with even Jacob Fatu as well. But Jacob Fatu, he didn't come till later. And honestly, I already know that Jacob Fatu is a star. So he doesn't really need to break out. He's just out. He's the werewolf. He's doing what he does, what we all know he can do. But breakout star of the year. And then, like we also talked about Professor Obafemi, this was his first time wrestling. He doesn't have any background in wrestling. Right. And for him to ace it on the money like that and to carry the company so greatly, let him continue to do it. Obafemi.
As a member of the Big Back Coalition, to gain an acquisition such as Obafemi, my choice could just be obvious because the man literally was the breakout star of NXT. He won the contract.
Yeah.
Breakout.
Yeah.
And then went against tradition and was like, yo, I'm seeing them next week. Then went on to be the longest reigning NXT North American champion, like to everything Professor said. All right. And then of course, like he's one of us. Like you can't see it on here. There's bite marks on him. I mean every time he comes on this stage. So I have to give it to Obafemi as being the breakout star of the male breakout star of the year. And it seems like it is a big vote of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3. But no disrespect to any of the other nominees, but congratulations to Obafemi for winning male breakout star of the year. It is well deserved.
The ruler.
The ruler.
Yes.
Now this one is a lot of bias is about to hit here. A lot of
oh boy.
Y'all know this now. A lot of clients are in this next category. And each and every single one of them has a claim to be the reason why they should get this award. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought male breakout star of the year was unfair, I present to you the female breakout of the year.
Wow.
Yikes.
Your nominees. Your nominees, the current AEW Women's World Champion, Mariah May, NXT's Lola Vice, NXT's Kalani Jordan, OTM's Jada Parker, and NXT's Stephanie Vaquer. This one is definitely this one is you are right, Jeffrey. This one is not fair.
Julia couldn't get a bid.
You know what, Dylan?
Jordan Grace couldn't get no love.
Jordan Grace been here.
Right.
But she got put on the big stage. You can make the same argument about Joe Hendry.
Listen, we still have more categories to go. I understand y'all concerns. Please resort to our in the back. You will find the trash can where you can put your complaints.
I can put you in that. Is it big enough for you?
That's your suggestion box.
That's what the suggestion. That's what you can find. But these are the nominees for female breakout star of the year, and I'm gonna start with the mayor because we already know.
He's got a book.
Hey,
he's got a book.
Go ahead, cue the music. Cue the music.
Christmas and
Mayor, please let us know.
And no disrespect to my Parkerville client because she's had a great year, World Star. You guys remind me that was all this year. So she's done a lot of good things. But when we talk about the actual letter of the law, which the councilman so eloquently put about Obafemi, women's breakout tournament winner, has her own specialty match that she's 3-0 in, defeated 1, maybe 2 Hall of Famers in that match as well with Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Took on the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. It took 5 pop rocks just to defeat that woman. Most televised matches by any woman on NXT roster this year as well. Not to mention that she was voted most improved by her own peers internally, the people that run the show. That's Hickenbottom and them, in case you didn't know that. Voted her most improved.
Name is Sean.
So that and that alone, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Lola Vice is your women's breakout star of the year.
Oh man,
ladies and gentlemen, there's no other reputable answer than Lola Vice. I rest my case. I'm gonna mute now because I don't want to interrupt y'all, and I'll just make the right decision. Just
make the right decision. All right. I'm gonna go with well, TK's frozen, so I don't want to go there. Courtney, your nomination for breakout star of the year.
I'm gonna have to go with Kehlani Jordan on this one. Because yes, Lola Vice and Jada Parker had some impact, but let's not forget Kehlani Jordan actually made history on being the first North American women's champion, and that no one can take that away from her. And she just continues to come out on top again and again and again. And also, she has a match with your client tomorrow on NXT. Mr. Mayor. So she's ready. And also with the breakout year, and she has really made an impact. And I do see her being a future star, especially with the fact I came in late watching NXT. She has really shown that she really has done. When was the last time? Dylan, come on. The last time she defended the title was Halloween Havoc. Yeah, it was Halloween Havoc. And then she had a rematch again.
Yeah, y'all know she's not still champion, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I was gonna. She said,
like,
"Can nobody take that away from her?" And I was gonna say, nobody except Fallon Henley.
Yeah,
I was like,
who
wait.
did that a couple of months ago? But
yeah,
sorry,
I was like, wait. But that's who I'm picking, Kehlani Jordan, as breakout star of the year.
Okay, all right. TK, while your internet is still here, your nomination.
It leaves.
It leaves, it comes, it doesn't
Sorry.
stay.
I need to be better at a mute button or something. My bad.
Before it leaves again, Jada Parker.
Okay, all right. We have not had a double selection yet. All right, maybe we'll see with the sweetest ooze as we go to you. Who is your selection for female breakout star of the year?
Gonna be Miss Parker for me. Definitely Miss Parker. She's just hungry. You know, you could just see it in her. She's got that dog in her. She's just gonna blow up, especially by next year. I know she's gonna get a title at some point or another. She's definitely breaking out in a great way. Like she held it down this year, even though she didn't win a title. But I think we could go beyond that with certain cases because she has that star power. So yeah, Jada Parker.
All right. Professor, your nomination.
First of all, shout out to all 5 of these women. They are incredible. And there were some tough choices when you consider breakout. You know, the idea of breaking out is literally leaving the pack, being the one that perhaps didn't start as a star, but you end as a star. And breakout doesn't necessarily mean you, particularly breakout star of the year, it doesn't necessarily mean you had a great performance, you had a great month, you had a great 2 months. It is you started the year in obscurity and you ended the year in notoriety. And so when you look at all of these people, there's really only one choice. It's Miss Parker, Jada Parker, who, if you think about this, this is what's so winning a championship is important. What you do with that championship becomes more important. It's even tougher to be a breakout star without a championship. That's what Jada Parker has been able to do. Parker has been able to come from having never wrestled before to becoming a household name. And when I say a household name, that's where World Star comes into play, right? Again, being a star isn't just, you know, you're in the ring and you kill it in the ring. It means you know how to handle your level of celebrity. And she absolutely knows how to do that. She changes the temperature of every room she walks in. And while Kehlani Jordan was the first North American champion, Stephanie Vacour was already a world champion elsewhere Mariah May's moment in the sun came courtesy of Tony Storm and hasn't been able to continue that. And so really, and Lola Vice, I think, had a strong showing, but didn't know how to manage that level of celebrity. Jada Parker is your women's breakout star of the year.
3 of you guys have the opportunity to do the right thing.
Oh my
I'll let y'all know. It's three votes left. You guys have the choice to do the right thing. I'm gonna go back on mute.
You can't sway nobody's vote.
Yeah, that's
He just
tampering.
that's suggested. He didn't say who to vote for. He just said, "I hope you do the right thing." So he's not. That's technically not.
Come on, that was like with a wink.
I know I
hope
did
you do
the right thing.
Right.
Wink.
I know I did the right thing.
Oh, all right, we're gonna go to Jacob. Jacob, your selection for this category.
You know what? I'm gonna do the right thing, Mr. Welton. I'm gonna do the right thing. Ain't no way in hell I'm voting for Lola Vice. Give me Stephanie Verkeer. Came out of nowhere, went hot, put your woman.
Oh, time out! What the hell? Man, finish.
Oh gosh.
He had like this one coming. Like we haven't been doing a podcast for like 3 years, 4 years together now. Like, come on.
Jacob came through.
Unfortunately.
Oh man.
Yeah, Stephanie Verkeer. Yeah.
People's nightmare. Dion.
Oh boy.
Your domination.
All right, so it was between 3. It was Jada, Lola, and Stephanie. Stephanie, she had a name before she got there. Like her name got there before she did. So I'll remove her from that because she still has yet to sort of hit that peak in WWE or NXT as of now. Jada Parker had one hell of an end of the year for me, I feel like, because that's when, like, I say personally, she got on my radar. And then, like the Professor said, being more on social media and then having the comments saying like, "Oh, is this wrestling now?" and bringing viewers over to NXT. But Lola Vice getting that most improved. If we just put it in idea of like a like the actual sport, that most improved is pretty much a breakout sort of year for that person. So I'm gonna go Lola Vice for my pick for breakout. No swaying. He didn't sway me. I'm just saying it's hard for me not to look at that most improved and not say that this wasn't her year. But this was her year.
Breakout or most improved though?
But
there's a difference.
But
there's a difference. Shut up, Welton.
To an extent. Because let's say like if it's the NBA and you have the most improved player, that player had one hell of a year. And usually those players come out of nowhere too, most times.
No, we know who you were to be the most improved.
But yeah, but you haven't been doing great. You've been in the league 2 years now, and you finally get that moment to do something or to make that breakout. So that's the only reason for mine. That most improved swayed me to make that pick for Lola Vice.
All right. I mean, the only thing she broke was a brick that went up beside her head, but okay.
We got a chance. We got a chance here at a tie.
That's about to pound the streets.
This is.
I'm not gonna pick Jada because she know we like wings over here, so I don't want to be biased. I can't be biased.
Not the wings. I can't.
Yeah, she know I DM'd her. We like wings over here. And I'm delusionally saying she responded back. So
delusionally.
I'm going, but as far as breakout, I have to go with Stephanie Verkeer. Like to jump to Mexico, New Japan, claim championships, AEW, then to go to the WWE, like that is a feat in a year.
That's wild.
It's a big year. It's a big year.
Yeah, same thing like how you just said, even with Jada. Like when her music hit, that whole arena go red. Everybody eyes is on her. Everybody be clamoring to see her come out. Her performance is incredible. So I have to go with her for breakout star of the year. But we already know who has it, who's taking it. And that is going to be Miss Parker herself. Is the female breakout star of the year. So congratulations.
Well deserved, Jada.
But I will say that there has to be a Nitro Award, and the honorary mention does go to Lola Vice because she put up all the numbers. If you look at it on paper, she is the breakout star. I think the only thing that was said that was very true when it came to it is that I think there was a fumble in being able to gain all of that, but she does need to get the honorary mention award because she did break out this year, and I have no doubt in 2025, Lola Vice is going to have gold around her waist. So shout out to her as well as an honorary mention, but Jada Parker is your female breakout star of the year.
And shout to Sed for that shirt that he's wearing.
Yes, the shirt did come. It did have a rush delivery sticker on it, so I am pretty happy about that. I'll celebrate my client Jada Parker in the new year. I'm still I got to come down a little bit. So, congrats, Jada. Yeah, the shirt did come, but it didn't have no body butter in there. You know, I'm still waiting.
All tickets to Monday Night Raw, I assume as well. They weren't in there.
See these elbows?
Oh.
They can use butter.
Oh my god!
You know what?
There we go.
Next topic.
Next category. Next category.
Our next category. These people definitely fell off from all factions of wrestling, but have been making an incredible resurgence. And I have no doubt in 2025 they will be the topic of the year when we get back to the awards. But we're talking about tag team wrestling. And we want to know the tag team of the year. We have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, Fraxium, AEW's Private Party, the Young Bucks, and DIY, the current tag team champions for WWE on Friday Night SmackDown. I'm going to start with someone who is a big advocate for tag team wrestling, and we're going to go to our AEW correspondent, Courtney, first. Who is your nomination for tag team of the year? And remember, you're a black woman. Just
oh man!
No!
Wow!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I mean, he got a point though.
He really does.
I can't knock him for that. Tag teams are really interesting throughout the year. You have to think throughout the whole year. Who had the most impact? Who drew the fans? Who really got into tag team wrestling throughout the whole year? I have to go with Bianca and Jade because those ladies really reestablished that women's tag team division, because before they came in, there wasn't that much competition. Yeah, there was a few tag teams here and there, but the minute they came in with the belts, they really brought in a lot of competition. You've seen so many tag teams going in there, like Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. They competed at Crown Jewel. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And also, you're going to see a lot more tag teams coming in. And it's just really an opportunity to see women's tag team, especially in the WWE, have their own spotlight. And it's a really good opportunity for them. And the one thing I love about it is they're not just on Raw, they're on SmackDown. They even made an appearance on NXT. So, and also definitely the impact that they made. So I have to give kudos to Bianca and Jade.
All right, Professor, let's go ahead and set the bar once again. And let's get your pick for tag team of the year.
I think the interesting thing about most of these tag teams, I think with the exception of Private Party, is all of them were basically single stars that came together. And so I think that was indicative of what's happened with the tag team situation this year. With all of that said, oh, I'm sorry. With all of that said, you know, you look at a Fraxium, for instance, and what they did in NXT, making us believers that they're actually a tag team. We literally went most of the year going, we don't believe them. We don't believe them. We don't believe them. And then the last couple of PLEs were like, okay, I think we believe them now. And they ended up being the number 2 team on the PWI 100, which I think is significant. We saw the rise of Private Party this year, finally becoming tag team champions after 5 years in AEW. DIY finally winning tag team gold in WWE. But I mean, honestly, this isn't that difficult of a discussion.
Nope.
Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, the way that they revolutionized a set of tag team titles that were almost considered cursed, a division that nobody believed in, and they turned around and they made believers out of people. 2 singles wrestlers who made history and made us believe that they were a tag team from the moment they got together. And so, without question, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, PWI already called them the best tag team of the year. We agree.
All right. People's Nightmare, tag team of the year nomination.
Yeah, Bianca and Jade. That was, I think, when we talked about the list or the rankings, they were one, and we were like, yeah, they deserve it. Same reason Professor said it. Nobody wanted those women's tag team titles. It seemed like everybody who held them they couldn't get over. Naomi and Sasha dropped them and left them. So it's a lot that's gone on with those titles. But to actually have some stability there for a division is what is needed for the longest. And you have 2 of the most impressively looking athletic women on the roster as a tag team. They sell tickets just by you seeing them on the poster. So if you're saying like that's their tag team, yeah, that's your women's tag team division, or your women's tag team champions, yeah, without a doubt. And they made to now the storyline that they have going now is even dragging in the titles a bit or playing into the tag teams or who did what to Jade. So yeah, Bianca and Jade, this and Jade being first year, yeah, tag team of the year for me.
All right. Jacob, your nomination.
Look, I can make a real strong case for DIY being tag team of the year, 2-time tag team champs, going from faces to heels and swerving the breakup angle and all that. But I'm going to just go with what Special Little Nobody said in the comment, the Cocoa Butter Comeback Club, known as Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Hands down, that's it. I ain't even going to argue.
Yep. Honey, your nomination.
There should literally be no discussion about it. It's definitely our 2 beautiful mega power women in Jade and Bianca. We know what Bianca brings to the table. We know who Jade is, being the first signed under the TKO umbrella, and with the way they've developed her so much better than where she was previously, and the way they've had, they've teased Jade Cargill going at Bianca, and I know everybody was talking about them splitting up and things like that. They just kept everybody talking, and they were still the topic of discussion when it came to the women's division, and recreating the tag team division for the women. It's just great to see, and I know we're gonna see a lot more from them. So Bianca and Jade, there's just no other discussion. There's no other discussion to be had, honestly, because you best believe I'm not picking no Fraxium.
Oh man. Mayor, your nomination.
Okay. I'd be interested to know who had more title defenses out of Fraxium and Bianca and Jade. So it feels like Bianca and Jade defended those titles so often, of course, across all 3 brands. reestablishing the women's tag team division. Now there feels like there's more depth in the division, more notable and worthy challengers at the same time. And we're going to get a pretty major storyline just out of their pairing, whether it be Bianca is the one that attacked Jade or Naomi. You're getting something consistent with them on top of the iconic moment that they had at WrestleMania during the entrance. So I'll say Bianca and Jade, just because they've been not only the stabilizers, but they've taken women's tag team wrestling to new heights this year.
All right. EK, your nomination for Tag Team of the Year.
Come on. And fun fact, who I'm voting, I have actually interviewed all of them. So Bianca and Jade, but I'm happy for Naomi. So yeah, that was a given.
Yes, that's right. That's right, boss lady. You interviewed the big three.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a full sweep. Okay. It's Bianca and Jade. So congratulations to Bianca and Jade. Tag Team of the Year here.
It's unanimous.
It was pretty much unanimous, really.
And there's also a Nitro Award that goes out too for a tag team. And that would be the most electrifying tag team on the internet. And the sweetest ooze. Oh, thank you so much.
We can just give awards to ourselves now, huh?
Just remember when you make me run it. Okay, I don't want to play the game.
Will, put down the shirt. You get a shirt too. So tell me what shirt you want.
Thank you. I just would like to accept this award for us. We have done so much trying to be a tag team here on WWT. From Tuesday Night Pharaoh to Honey Night SmackDown, we have been dominant. We have been dominant and undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Like the Temu bloodline think they got something on us? Not at all. But I want to pass it to my tag team partner. I'm gonna pass that over to you, and so she could get some words in as well.
How hilarious would it have been if she actually had?
I know, right?
Right. Right.
That would have been pretty
great.
sick. That would have been pretty sick. I'm just thankful. I just want to thank me for being me, and I just want to thank y'all for being y'all, and for everybody in the chat, and pat you.
Yep.
Of course.
And now that we've won this, just understand.
And I promise you this, above all else, I'm going to be more obnoxious, more overbearing, and I'm going to make you all learn to love it because you'll have no choice.
None. Whatsoever.
Oh my
God. Oh man, y'all gonna get miles out of that.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's so great.
Doesn't work with anything. We can just be quiet and you just play it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh. But all right, we are still sticking kind of within the group element. And so, one thing that we got to see this year was a lot of factions dominate throughout all of wrestling. But we can only get 5 to be nominated.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we had the best faction of the year. And the nomination is the Judgment Day, the full Judgment Day, from the Rhea Ripley to Damian era to where it is currently from this year. The Bloodline itself, same way. The Don Callis family, Damage Control as well, same thing all the way full, and goes for the Elite as well.
Really?
So yeah.
This is a thing.
Oh,
this is a.
Oh, well,
sorry.
Sweet and Seuss, we might as well go with you. Who do you nominate for best faction of the year?
I mean, like, who else would? Who?
I'm the tribal chief around here. Yeah, you see me, the tribal chief. That's right.
I mean, is there anything that hasn't revolved around this man for the last few years? The whole bloodline, mind you, Solo included, being his enforcer at the time, and going in like, hello, thank you. Yes. But wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, I forgot the boss lady was in that picture. That's hilarious. That threw me off. But yeah, like, is there anything that Is there anything that we really need to discuss here as to like the faction of the year? Judgment Day, I understand, is a very, very close second, but we're not gonna have this debate here. We know the Samoan bloodline is running it right now, and has been for the last few years, last few decades, honestly, if you really want to talk about it.
All right, Jacob, your nomination for best faction of the year.
Don Callis family, because top down, if you want to count the time with Osprey floating around and being a part affiliate, that is a bunch of match of the year contenders right there, title belts, moments, you know, more than just one person, and then more than a sidekick trying to run things also. So Don Callis family.
You're lying.
The people's nightmare. Who do you select for best faction of the year?
I mean, however you shake it up, it's hard to discuss wrestling at the moment without talking about the bloodline. In any iteration, it's tough. Roman Reigns and that crew have affected about 3 to 4 other storylines that they're not even a part of. Kevin has issues with Cody. That's been spawned off the bloodline. Punk and CM Punk, like Punk and McIntyre, that a little bit there. Jade and like all this stuff, like I think he made a statement one time, like the son, he's the son, and everything evolves around him. And it's him and that bloodline. It's hard to discuss wrestling without bringing them up. So, faction of the year, Judgment Day really had a good year. Again, they went longer than I thought they would ever, to be honest with you, and they got a lot more time than I thought they would ever. So. Bloodline, I'm acknowledging them faction of the year.
All right. TK, your selection.
Really? Bloodline, period. I mean, I feel like we could just pick the bloodline and just call it and move on to the next one, but bloodline.
Look, you should go try to big boy everybody again.
We already had a Don Callis family vote, okay? We don't know yet who's going to win.
But we do,
okay?
But go on.
All right. Mayor, your selection.
It's really hard to look at the.
This is going to be an occurring thing. This is going to be an occurring thing.
That's going to be your intro from now.
All right. It's really hard to look at the contributions of 2024 and really not think about Damage Control on the heels of everything that Asuka has done. That's right. She hasn't been here. But to be honest, it's really close.
He's injured, said.
Wow.
It's really close between Judgment Day and the Bloodline. If anything, because women's wrestling has really been dominated by the Liv and Rhea storyline.
True.
Like on both brands, it's been dominant. Even down to NXT at one point. That storyline has controlled everything in the orbit of women's wrestling. So you look at that, and on top of that, all the main event spots from segments to wrestling matches that Rhea or Liv have gotten as a result. And then you look at them being whatever you think about the tag team run. Damian Priest was a champion, became champion. Rhea Ripley was a champion as well. The Bloodline storyline kind of veered off a little bit post WrestleMania when you had to build Solo back up. So from that standpoint, it wasn't as good as everything we saw before because we had Dwayne in the picture. And then we had all these layers, but he hasn't been back since outside that brief Bad Blood appearance. So it's very close, very close. Just for the fact that one group's really been here the whole time, while another group has not. Just to be a contrarian, I'm going to say Judgment Day. Just because they've been present the entire time.
You must be sleeping under a rock or something.
All right,
this is what happens when you don't vote for Lola Vice.
I'm gonna save Professor for last, but I too am picking the Judgment Day. If this was 2023,
some tag team partner,
No. First of all,
Look at her face, though.
I tried to cheat. Always.
Throwing that wood in the trash.
Hold on. Let's really think about this.
Barbershop window.
Undisputed tag team. Who had it? Judgment Day this year. We talking about this year, January 1st to December 30th. Undisputed tag team champions, Judgment Day. New World Tag Team Champions, Judgment Day. You crowned Damian Priest, who could also have been argued to be breakout star of the year, and crowned him a world champion. You've had 2 women's world heavyweight champions in Judgment Day this year. They brought Carlito back. We never thought we was going to see Carlito come back. And you have the heel of the year, Dominic Mysterio, in Judgment Day. If you look at it now, this year alone, the only 2 people held down the blood, no, only 3 that held down the bloodline this year, Jacob, Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns. And Jay just got back. So we talking about this year, Judgment Day was the best faction of the year. But don't get it twisted. I forever acknowledge my tribal chief. And screw the Timu bloodline.
The betrayal. How does it feel, honey?
Ain't no betrayal.
Jacob said barbershop window, man.
Set her up with the okie doke, gave her the award, praises on her, and very next segment, you gotta go right over the ropes. Threw her right out the rumble. No loyalty.
Oh, would you look at? Oh, wait. Oh, it's no. Unfortunately,
I can't be biased on everything. All right. And if y'all was
speechless,
listen, this is Cody's fault. Okay, don't blame me.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, right. That whole explanation was Cody's fault.
We wouldn't be if it weren't for Cody.
Okay? I feel like Cody somehow homelandered his way into your spirit and just made you say all those things.
I ain't saying Cody is standing right next to me right now with laser eyes, but I'm not gonna say he's not. Okay. Courtney, your nomination for Faction of the Year.
When we talk about factions, we always think of who had the most impact this year. And I really had to go back and forth with a lot of this. Because all of them do have strong cases. But Councilman, you probably won it. I'm going to go with the Judgment Day. And the reason I said that is because when you think of an entire 2024, not to mention you had one of the top rivalries within the women's division between Rhea and Liv. You have one of the biggest heels in that faction. And also, Damian Priest had his WrestleMania moment as champion. I know people talk about Cody for WrestleMania 40, but Damian Priest just had his moment as champion. Finally winning the big one. And also him and seeing Rhea's face on finally winning gold. And also getting that opportunity later on. And also, we didn't even think Carlito was going to come back. I was very shocked that he returned this year and never even suspected. And seeing Raquel Rodriguez come back, teaming up with Liv, that's also another faction as well. And seeing them across different brands, not just on Raw, but on SmackDown, little preview of NXT. So that's also another layer too. But I'm picking the Judgment Day.
Somebody get these 2 knives out my back, please.
Wait, so Cedric don't get a knife thrown in there? Really?
I mean,
you talking about them 2? I got you. You was talking about them.
We tagged.
Right. Hey, it's Jacob. This is Jacob's fault. Jacob stirring pots and stuff like that. This is all Jacob.
Sir, you set her up for the okie doke and threw her out the rumble, and you trying to blame me.
Professor,
you did it like Jada in the parking lot. Don't get mad at me.
That's so funny.
I mean, you've done said. I get that, but you've also done said very Marty Jannetty style sometimes too. So.
Okay, see, me and said have this running bit and things. This is nothing new here. We've been doing this for years. Mr. Walton and I have been doing this for years. You 2 are supposed to be the dynamic duo, the united front, Batman and Robin.
You act like Batman and Robin didn't have different opinions on things.
Yeah, Batman ain't never leave Robin to die either.
Oh, all right. Who's next?
You should read the comics then. You should definitely read the comics.
One time he didn't make it.
We ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah, that's another show.
There was that, but still.
That's another show.
That's straight out of comic book.
Yes. Professor, you are the deciding factor. It is now.
Wow. That's
Pressure.
me.
This feels very fitting.
Pressure.
Well, there have been a lot of amazing points made, so I'm going to do my best not to reiterate those. And the hour is drawing late. So what I will say is this: when you consider a faction, you deal not just with the separate parts, but you deal with the whole. How well is this group working together? And so when I think about the bloodline, I honestly think a lot of people are not just prisoners of the moment, but you're prisoners of the past, right? We're remembering 2020 and 2021 and 2022 and 2023. And the bloodline story was hot for the first quarter of 2024. But after WrestleMania, we all acknowledge that Solo Sikoa doesn't hit the same way as Roman Reigns does. You take the Usos out of the picture, it doesn't hit the same. You look at the Judgment Day, you look at people who have held championships all year. They've dominated the men's and the women's division. You have something you like and hate. And unlike the bloodline, where there was also a fraction or a fracture in this situation, they actually put together a super strong team in no time, with JD McDonough, and then you add obviously Liv to the picture, you add Raquel to the picture, and they managed to get the upper hand for a while on Damian Priest and on Rhea Ripley, to the point where Rhea Ripley still hasn't regained the Women's World Championship and hasn't regained anything that she's lost in this whole battle with Liv. So to me, in terms of 2024, faction of the year is the Judgment Day.
Boom, there it is.
And there it is. There y'all have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Damn it.
Shout out to the Judgment Day, best faction of the year. Now we all got to speed things just a little bit up because, as you said, we got 30 minutes until Raw. No Raw preview. I did not prepare for that, Dylan. I'm sorry. I was told to do an award show.
Are we having a show? Said.
Now that's where you play the clip. That's where you play the clip right there.
That's another one.
I thought this was a day off.
I'm just
You
asking.
came to work clearly.
I came to the award show and I came festive, I might add. Came festive.
All right. I was just asking. All right, let's roll on. What we got next?
All righty. We've talked about that. Now it's time to get down to some of the nitty-gritties of these. And just how we were talking about with faction of the year, we are moving on to match of the year.
Oh.
Hard-hitting matches, and only one can take home this award. We have Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood in Atlanta. We have the story that finished, Cody Rhodes, as he disrupts the entire timeline, taking on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. We had a bout between two women wrestlers that I would have to say, if y'all do not consider it to be match of the year, you could just, again, submit your vote right here if you don't think it's supposed to be there. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair on Monday Night Raw. Then we have the Young Bucks versus Sting and Darby Allin at AEW Resolution, the final match for Sting. And then the women of NXT, the most dominant women's division right now on the planet, the Women's Iron Survivor match at NXT Deadline. Who is taking home match of the year? I'm going to start off with TK.
Oh,
match of the year.
Man, that's a tough one. Since we are pressed for time, we'll go with Hell in the Cell.
Okay. Hell in the Cell. Mayor, your selection for match of the year.
Same reason I picked WrestleMania 40 earlier. Roman Cody. He's got too many memorable moments in that one match alone. So that's my pick.
All right. Sweetest Oos, your selection. Match of the year.
I mean, again, another thing that revolves around our tribal chief and the bloodline. I don't know. I don't know if you pick anything other than it's you guys remember the build up for this match, how confused and on the fence we were. We didn't know whose side to take at one point. We didn't know if The Rock was going to turn on anybody at one point. We had no, we thought Stone Cold was going to show up. We didn't know anything that could have possibly happened, but everything that could have possibly happened that night. It was like an Avengers Endgame movie. It was absolute cinema, as my tribal chief always loves to say. And I like, it doesn't get any better than that. You know, Cody finishing the story, supposedly, of course, because this is obviously the never-ending story. But it's the bloodline, y'all. It's the bloodline. WrestleMania 40, and I was there. So biases in this one. I'm sorry, I can't.
I understand. Professor, time to cause some chaos in this election. Your nomination.
What election? There wasn't even a debate.
So let me say this. If we were dealing solely with
wow. We will not have that up. We are not. No.
Wow.
Oh
my
you will not have that. No.
Wow.
No, you won't. No, you won't. We will not show.
How dare they spew that kind of negativity?
Wow.
That's what two partners spewed.
Listen, you see what happened? Look, you see that, honey? As soon as you start getting the award, the haters come. You see that? Man, we didn't got to the new year. We already got people hating.
They're trying to big 2 out of 3 us, or they're trying to fraxium us. They're trying to, you know. But we're gonna be like
cool.
New Day. We're gonna be like New Day in this mofo.
That's cool, because we got something that's going to come up too a little later where all this gonna change up. Yeah, so keep putting that in the comments. All right,
keep it locked.
All right, I'll try to move quickly on this and say, if we were dealing with solely build up, Jimmy versus Jey Uso would be match of the year. But we're not dealing with build up. We're dealing with what actually happened. And Roman versus Cody was all of the things. But so was Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And so when I look at the perfect ending to a feud, it was absolutely Hell in a Cell. I mean, and think about this. We got CM Punk. It was only a second, maybe third match back in WWE after all this time, and we get Hell in a Cell from him. And he gave us everything. I mean, Drew McIntyre was a made man. We had a toolbox. We had blood. We had all of the things that is indicative of a Hell in a Cell match that you couldn't do at WrestleMania. And you had the kind of feud that warranted being inside of Hell in a Cell. So to me, it's Hell in a Cell, Drew versus Punk.
It also introduced us to a new weapon. Bracelet beads.
That part.
Yes.
We had stairs and bracelets and all kinds of plunder.
Oh my.
Oh, also shout out. Jeffrey did make a point. Shout out to our unofficial official producer, Dylan. We appreciate you. Drop me your address and your shirt size, and you get a shirt too.
You jump
Love you, Dylan. Hope you're feeling better too, bud.
You jumping ahead of the award show, TK. There was a point you was gonna say that you jumping ahead of the award show. I sent you the layout of the award show. You know,
I didn't look at it.
I know you did. Full press TK don't read award. No.
They haven't traveled. What you want from me?
She didn't show until she not finna look at it. I understand. So
CE. Well, yeah, keep on. Let's keep it moving.
Let's go. Courtney, your selection.
And first off, all these matches deserve to be in that category. Every one has a case, but I was going a little bit back and forth the match of the year, and I always have to look at the build up and the storyline. I know everybody would pick obviously Roman and Cody, but I have to go with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. That build up that they had, even when CM Punk was hurt, they still kept that storyline going. And even when he was officially medically cleared, it looked like he didn't even miss a beat. And as Professor mentioned, this was his third match coming back. And also for Hell in a Cell, there was no craziness that we've seen in past Hell in a Cells where people were like falling off a cage or going through the announcer's table. It was pretty much in the ring, gruesome, and also seeing the chemistry that they have with each other. And that really established Drew McIntyre as a full-fledged heel. And also seeing the occurring theme of CM Punk screwing him many times as we go back to Clash at the Castle in Scotland when he screwed him in front of his home country. That really took Drew McIntyre over the edge. So for my pick of match of the year, I'm picking Drew versus CM Punk.
All right. Jacob, your selection.
Yeah, for match of the year, I got to look at it as if I just sit somebody down in front of a TV and go, watch this, what do you think about it? Can you put together the story, everything that makes sense? No build up, no backstory, no just, oh, there's a high, there's a moment. It's Punk and Drew. If you just sit somebody down, tell them to watch this, they can understand these two don't like each other. They hate each other. It's a blood feud. Told a perfect story, perfect execution. Everything else was either moments based around a moment or just didn't have a big enough stage.
A big enough stage. WrestleMania.
Bianca and
yeah, they meant Bianca. Yeah, that's immediately what I thought when he said the not big enough stage.
Yeah, Bianca and Io didn't have a big enough stage. Mania was moments. Revolution was built around Sting and Darby trying to kill himself, and then Women's Iron Survivor was, not a big enough stage.
All right. People's Nightmare. Who you got?
Definitely hard between the Hell in a Cell and Roman versus Cody. But I picked him as my feud of the year, and it's hard for me to go back on it. This Hell in a Cell match was perfect. It's one of the most perfect ones we've seen in a very long time. Like Courtney said, no one had to fall off of it. It was just brutal. Man, that's a tough one. Yeah. Punk and McIntyre, man. I love the ending of the story, the finishing of the story, the Avengers Endgame style of ending, all that stuff. But Hell in a Cell was really good, man. And it kicked off the night. And it could have clearly main evented.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, they've already said all that needs to be said. It's congratulations to Drew McIntyre and CM Punk for Hell in a Cell as a match of the year. Y'all already said what needs to be said. So again, we know we're winding down for this last episode of the year. So we're gonna go kind of rapid fire with these next two categories, so we can get to the final three to have just a little bit of room to talk. And this is gonna be the best male champion of the year. The nominees, and I can only say it this way for the first nominee.
Gunter, the ring general Gunter.
Cody Rhodes.
You couldn't wait.
Good one.
We're
gonna see this clip one more time before 2025. I love it. I love that clip.
I don't care. That's one of my favorite moments.
That is one of my absolute favorites. We have Gunther, Cody Rhodes, Swerve Strickland, Nick Nemeth, and Oba Femi. Again, rapid fire pick on who you want to select. I'm going to go with. Let's start off with Jacob. Jacob looked like he already got his pick. Best male.
Down. Gunther did it with 2 belts this year. Enough said.
There you go. People's Nightmare.
Cody Rhodes. Final answer.
Oh God.
Right to the point. TK. Best male champion.
Gunther.
All right. Mayor. Best male champion.
It's hard to pick against Gunther, but I'm not going to change my pick from the chat. I picked Swerve. I've liked a lot of his matches, especially the match with Danielson. So I think he's had a really strong year of champions.
Gotcha. Sweet as Zeus.
Gunter, the ring general Gunter.
You happy? There you go.
Yeah, very happy. Very happy. Professor, your pick.
I'll make it quick. Cody Rhodes.
All right.
Like said earlier, y'all do the right thing.
Courtney, your pick.
Not a coincidence. Swerve when I drive, Swerve Strickland.
Ooh,
what you got, Councilman?
We got a tie.
Whose house? Swerve's house.
Wow.
Best champion of the year, man. I'm to go from that and the main roster, Swerve Strickland. And so shout out to Swerve Strickland, best male champion of the year.
I'm not mad at that.
Now this next one. Do the right thing. As y'all keep saying in this next category, y'all better do the right thing. Best female champion of the year.
Oh,
and y'all better do the right thing.
Man, listen.
We got my client, the greatest women's champion on the planet right now, Roxanne Perez. Women's world champion, Liv Morgan. The TNA Knockouts champion, Jordan Grace. The AEW TBS champion, Mercedes Moné. And the WWE Women's champion, Nia Jax. We obviously know my pick, so I don't have to say anything. Courtney, best female champion of the year.
Lot of choices. Lots of choices.
There can only be one.
But there only can be one. Oh, man. Sorry, Councilman, but I got to go with Liv Morgan.
All right. Mayor, your selection.
Big yet, Brett.
Listen, and you know what? You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
No bars.
I remember.
No bars.
I'm glad you said that because I actually took the time to listen to this song a week ago, and I wanted to message you guys at like 1 in the morning. I was like, these bars ain't that bad.
Got
She's
no
riding over
bars.
the beat.
Oh, that's her rapping?
Yes,
Yes,
that's
good.
her.
Oh, I did not know that.
I didn't know
How could you not
that.
tell?
I was like,
Wouldn't
this is
tell
not
nobody.
bad.
I will say
But-
for the record, when I was at Full Gear, everybody was chanting CEO. I just want to make a record for that. Like everybody when her music hit.
You sure it wasn't white dude?
No.
But speaking of that, I do have just a quick PSA. Excalibur. You mentioned that they were chanting CE no. You know who started that. You know who started that. I need my recognition in 2025. We're gonna have a problem. I'll rip that mask right out. I don't care. You better give me my credit in 2025. So I'm gonna say.
But this champion didn't need a full year to become the best women's champion of the year. Just really quick, and I put this in the chat. She now holds possibly 3 of the best matches of the year ranked by Sports Illustrated. And that's before her match recently with Chris Danielator the second time. Mercedes been on her game. And I know a lot of you guys been critical of the storyline, but once the bell rings, you see timeless work. The woman is money. And she's doing it on multiple continents. Ain't nobody else doing it on multiple continents. Just Mercedes Moné. She's been the best women's champion this year by far.
Still
and
the
soon to
same
be
lovable, captivating Tony that I've always been.
When the hell we get Tony clips in here?
I didn't touch it, so I don't know who played it.
Tony clips.
All right, that's my pick, Mercedes Moné. I'm interested to see what everybody else thinks, though. But I think she's been the strongest champion. I think she'll have 4 belts in 2025.
Okay, TK, your selection.
Mercedes Moné.
All right, Honey, your selection. Best female champion.
Roxanne Perez.
I ain't gonna say that. Just
That's all I have to say.
People's Nightmare. Your selection.
It was between Perez and Nia Jax. I thought Nia. What we got?
Hey, man, what I say? All right, we will not. I believe this. I can't take it off. I can't take it off here.
Yeah. It was between Roxanne Perez and Nia Jax. I thought Nia Jax had a hell of a run, or is having a hell of a run as a champion. This has been her best outing. This is how we thought Nia Jax would be. But Roxanne Perez has been carrying NXT and that women's division on NXT. She's had a hell of a year. Yeah. Roxanne Perez is my pick for female wrestler of the year.
All right.
I don't know what's going on, man. I wrote notes in for that. No, don't worry about it.
Jacob, your pick.
So let me get this right. It's 3 for Roxanne and 3 for Mercedes, right?
No, it's 2 for Mercedes.
I thought TK went for Mercedes.
And so did Mayor. Courtney picked Liv Morgan.
Professor didn't go.
No, we were saving the best for last.
Okay. So that was Mr. Welton interrupting things there. Oh, never mind. That changes what I was going to make my pick then. I was going to be petty and cause a little controversy. That being said, big fine Nia Jax. She's done it with a bunch of different partners this year and has made that women's division interesting. So, Nia.
All right.
Hold on. This is the second time you're going to go in left field. First, the Stephanie McCoy shit. Not what?
I don't know about the Nia one, but I'm like, all right. That's what you want to select.
Sounds like a Fraxium situation going on here.
Did you just get put through a barbershop window?
Them two.
Did you just get put through a barbershop window?
Who's next?
Apparently,
we got 15 minutes.
Professor's next.
Professor, you are the last to go.
This is one of the hardest ones of all of them. I mean, because everybody had a great year. Liv Morgan, I think of the 5, had the most unlikely year. I don't think any of us thought with Liv Morgan winning the women's championship in Saudi that she would go on to be as dominant. I don't think anybody thought she'd still be champion, particularly whenever Rhea Ripley came back. So, she's had a great year. She beat Nia Jax. She's kind of the champion of champions. So, yeah, I got to go with Liv Morgan. Except for the fact that this is not the best women's division in the world. The best women's division in the world is in NXT. The longest reigning champion of all 5 of our nominees is Roxanne Perez. Therefore, she is the women's champion of the year.
Congratulations to my client. And as well, we do have an honorable mention, the Nitro Award. It also goes to Roxanne Perez because it wasn't enough award for her. So we wanted to make sure she walked off with 2 because she is the greatest women's world champion in the world of 2024. And as her, as my client, I will accept this Nitro Award
of course you
for her because she is a winner. So shout out to Roxanne Perez for this. And as well, we had another category, but because we're pressed for time, I had just made an overall pick that I don't think nobody disagree with. And it was most popular wrestler of the year. And that is going to go to Trick Williams, most popular wrestler of the year.
No. We do not. We don't agree with that at all. Absolutely not.
Well, here are the nominees. Like to select real quick, very quick, because we got 10 minutes. It is between CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Swerve Strickland.
Y'all bugging.
Y'all
are bugging. You're bugging.
All right.
Mine's just for
Honey,
Trick.
your selection.
Did TK tell you the message you to say that?
She did. That's exactly. That's exactly
Wow.
Wow.
All right, we know her pick, Trick Williams. Courtney, your pick.
Whose pick?
My pick. I'm picking Cody Rhodes.
All right. Professor, your pick, most popular wrestler of the year.
Boss lady, you picked Trick?
I picked
Yeah,
Trick.
that's you picked Trick. This is hard, but I gotta go Cody.
All right. Honey, your selection.
This is crazy, man. I don't know how anybody could be more popular than Mommy. Like, Rhea Bloody Ripley. And honestly, the only reason why I say that is because everywhere I've gone or any event that I had made it to, or even in Fanatics, the Fanatics event earlier this year, I had never seen so many girls, grown women to little girls, dressed like Rhea Ripley. It's absolutely insane. The Rhea Ripley phenomenon and the Monday Night Mommy being part of the hottest storyline of the year with Dominic turning triple heel on her and Liv Morgan and I don't know. I don't know how I can't pick over mommy. Rhea Ripley.
All right. People's Nightmare. Quick pick.
Oh, this was tough, man. I was gonna go with Cody, but I'm going with Rhea on this one too. She sort of has transcended a few areas for wrestling this year, social media wise, all that stuff. So
yes,
Cody's killing in merch sales with Fnatic. He was in that top 5, I remember. But I don't know. There's something about Rhea, man, that she looks like a superstar, and people gravitate to her. So she's my pick.
All right. Jacob, your selection.
We talk about popularity. I think of the grocery store test of if you walked into a grocery store in a random middle America, who would recognize you. There's only really 2 people on that list, and it's Cody Rhodes that gets it for me, hands down.
All right. And Courtney, did we get your pick already?
Yeah, I picked Cody.
Okay. And Professor, you already you picked, right?
Yeah, I picked Cody.
Okay.
And Boss Lady picked.
When I tell you this man is so fine, when I tell you this man is scrump dilly-ishous, he make me want to, oh God.
Do I hold tiebreaker?
Always surprised at this.
Do I hold tiebreaker?
Huh?
Do I hold the tiebreaker?
Oh yeah, I was like, I know we haven't gotten somebody. Mayor, your pick.
Yeah,
So,
here comes the chair to the back.
It damn sure ain't Trick Williams. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know who put that in the show notes. It ain't that. It's Rhea Ripley, man. Even when she's hurt, she's so popular that she broke her orbital bone. They couldn't keep her away from television because she's so damn popular.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been such a mainstay. I think she's transcending the casual wrestling fan. So if you are in the middle of nowhere, you've probably seen these viral Rhea Ripley videos of her training. And some of you people in the chat, I've been seeing y'all bookmarking that holiday live tour video on Twitter. So y'all real sickos. But she has that type of gravity where whatever she does, it goes viral. It doesn't matter what it is. So it's Rhea Ripley, and her popularity kind of transcends, like you see, she's the only woman on this list. She transcends the men and women's division.
Hello. Sorry, Cody.
No, I still gotta go. I mean, he made it all about him. So
don't do this.
I
You don't
mean,
have to, Councilman, you don't have to do this.
once I'll say it just like this. Netflix is on my TV right now. Guess who's on the cover of it?
The Tribal Chief.
And it's not Rhea. I can tell you that.
She's not even on like the main poster, I don't think. I think Bianca's on the poster.
See, one would have thought the other isn't any good. Out on bail, first out of jail, California dreaming. As soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing Hoochie screaming, feeding for money and alcohol.
I don't want to talk about it.
He was special.
This is all Cody's fault. I just want y'all to know that. This is all Cody's fault. All right.
I tried to tell you. Honey. I tried to tell you.
Don't you listen to Mick Foley Jr. down there and him. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Next. What's the last one?
We it's just all for the facts. I mean, Cody is everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. If that's not the definition
of the barbershop window. Hurt stone it. Next topic. Hurt stone it.
Didn't you powerbomb Cedric on the end table NXT and take his championship? How long you and him been having this run? Don't do us like that.
Hold on. Nobody's picking me up, sir. You don't know how to grown man pick me up and powerbomb.
One, his bum ACL won't let me pick him up, but 2, whoa. Next topic, though.
Okay.
ACL. You ain't seen the playoff videos? You ain't seen
That's about to pound the streets.
That made no sense. That one was the one that didn't make no sense at all. I was right with the world. All right, we got three more, and we got 5 minutes.
3? Wow.
Yeah, we
Oh
got
my
3
God,
more.
three.
Come on,
So
yo.
let's knock this out. Best OMG moment of the year.
Man.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh,
Can I
we're just now getting to this.
I'm done. I'm not voting this one.
This
We
one's
got
so
New Day heel turn.
I can't.
Hangman set Swerve house on fire. The Wyatt 6 debut on Raw. Dominic kisses Liv Morgan. The Rock whips the shit out of Cody Rhodes outside of his books. People breaks.
That's one of my favorite beatdown. That should be beatdown of the year.
That's definitely.
I'm going New Day.
All right. Really? TK is going New Day heel. People's Nightmare.
The oh my god moment.
Oh, this sucks. New Day made my eyes water, so I'm gonna take that one. It did. Like I love the Cody Rock beef made me want to see that match, but the New Day thing came out of left field, man. I was one hopeful, thinking he was gonna get this thing back together, but they completely turned on him, and now Kofi's mom don't even want anything to do with him. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that stuck. This sucks.
All right, Professor, your pick. OMG moment.
This is so hard. I'm gonna quickly go with that Wyatt 6 debut. The lead up to it, that thing, people got murdered on there. We'd never seen anything like it. Wyatt 6.
All right, Courtney, your pick.
This is a very tough pick because all of them have a case. But I'm sorry. Anytime you see somebody's house burning down and he's just sitting there with a drink in his hand, I got to go with Hangman burning Swerve's house.
All right. Mayor, your pick. OMG moment.
Bro, there was like a 2-week span here. We was questioning if Chad Gable died. What are we talking about? We're trying to get autopsy reports and match faces to the rubbish. Like it's the Wyatt 6 moment. It's so easy.
All right, Jacob, your pick. OMG moment.
I'm a sucker for watching arson be committed on live TV and the man not go to jail for it. So Hangman setting Swerve's house ablaze.
All right, we are tied between Swerve and Wyatt. Honey, your pick.
I was gonna say Rock and Cody, but there's no way that I could pick that over the Wyatt 6. For that to be done in 5 minutes, the last 5 final minutes of Raw, Taylor Rotunda returning to the ring for the first time in 5 years, or like all the QR codes. Councilman, you and I obsessed over this all summer until they debuted back in, was it June? Well, it was June. Yeah, it was June. Like it was what a grand old time. That watch along was fun to do for that night, and that's my moment. That's one of my favorite moments. I'm always down to see Cody get his ass whooped, but Wyatt 6, man.
All right, here's my pick. Watching a man burn a man's childhood home is wild. But seeing Chad Cable get murdered and
nobody went to jail.
Nobody.
Yo, I saw that man obituary on social media, and I thought that man really didn't make it. Yo, everything from the end to going to the back, watching the stuff destroyed. Yo, and just every time Taylor walks out, you feel like it's just him and Bray did a DBZ fusion and turned into this person. Like, if it ain't the Wyatt 6 for your OMG moment and how it ended Raw, I don't know what to tell you. I just think y'all like arson and watching fires. But that OMG moment is the rise of the Wyatt 6.
We like stories over here.
Oh, the irony.
Oh, man.
I picked the New Day. Is that not a good story? Never mind. Next topic.
This don't even make any sense to play.
What's next? We got 1 minute.
We definitely go over with this. It is the last 2 categories, and I want to save, of course, because this is women's wrestling talk. We're gonna save that for the last one. But we have the men's wrestler of the year. This is not just about championships. This is who was the man this year in sports, entertainment, and wrestling. We have Cody Rhodes, Will Ospreay, Gunther, Swerve Strickland, Drew McIntyre.
I'm going with Cody.
All right.
I'm going with Will
category.
Ospreay because he has match of the year every pay-per-view.
All right.
And he's never not in a banger.
Courtney.
This is always a tough one because when we talk about male wrestler of the year, we always talk about not just in the ring, but also what impact they made outside the ring. I am picking Swerve Strickland. And the reason I picked Swerve is because the minute he just became champion, he had a crossover to the hip hop world within AEW. And he was able to get a lot of more opportunities since he was champion. He put on matches, of course, with Will Ospreay, which that was a really cool match between them.
Sorry to cut you off, Courtney. We short for time. Who do you have?
Swerve.
Okay. Let's
Swerve.
next.
There you
Swerve.
People's nightmare.
The face of wrestling, Cody Rhodes.
Jacob.
The man that started the year with a match of the year and ended it with a match of the year, Will Ospreay.
Okay. Professor.
Ospreay.
And I'm going with Ospreay too. I gotta go with Ospreay, man. That man gave us a show. He the reason I started watching AEW. So, all right. Shout out to Will Ospreay, men's wrestler.
Well.
Oh yeah, my bad, man. I'm so sorry. Yes. Will Ospreay. To him. All right, our last category. And of course, because this is the end of the year, again, I would say, your selection is your selection. But this is Women's Wrestler of the Year.
Women's Wrestler
of the Year. Roxanne Perez, Toni Storm, Liv Morgan, Mercedes Moné, Rhea Ripley. Now,
I got Roxanne.
You already know who I got. So, Courtney, your selection.
You already know this. The woman that got me into AEW and my client, Toni Storm.
Okay. Ain't been here for most of the year, but all right. Mayor. I'm sorry. I'm biased. I'm so sorry, Courtney. I'm just biased.
Women's Wrestler.
Not to mention, I didn't mention this in the last topic she was in, but she has the longest women's match in AEW.
Wrap it up, B.
She had the longest match in AEW now. She's a part of history, multiple continents.
Wrap it up, B.
All right. Who's next? He got Mercedes.
Jacob.
Agree with my tag team partner, Mr. Welton. It's Mercedes.
All right. People's nightmare. Who do you have?
I picked Rhea earlier. I'll pick her again. Rhea.
All right. Honey, your selection.
Roxanne Perez, because she's actually the one who's wrestled all year.
Very, very
Some
true.
people don't need to wrestle all year to make an impact.
No pun intended.
It was enough to make an impact on Vice City, wasn't it?
Took 5 of them things.
5.
Took 5 of them things.
5. Exactly. Remember that number. 5.
Took 5 of them things.
5.
Hey,
Still smoking that Roxy.
Listen,
Still smoking that Roxy pack.
Professor, your pick.
Roxanne Perez.
I mean, can anybody think it was going to be somebody else? Really? Come on now. The greatest women's wrestler in the world right now.
Women's wrestling.
Yes. Shout out to Roxanne Perez, Women's Wrestler of the Year. And we have one more award, quick award, not finna show anything. It is the TK 416 Appreciation Award. Okay. And this award we are giving to 3 people today. And it is 3 people who have been very consistent within this community, always showing up, always being in the chat, always supporting women's wrestling talk here on the show, making things even on the social. So we want to shout out 3 people right now, and that is going to be Boza, our historian of WWT, our producer from the future, Dylan, aka DM Hunk, and of course, Sin Deal. All 3 of them are going to be awarded the TK 416 Appreciation Award. As TK mentioned,
Why you not clapping? Clap for Cindy. Be polite.
Let me be the first to say, Sindil, you're welcome. because before the mayor, nobody knew who you were.
Wow.
Cindy, get him.
Wow.
Get him. Get him.
Shout out to our winners. Will you please message TK? We will get y'all shirts to show our appreciation. But y'all are the
Message
first.
me your address and shirt size.
Yes, and honorary mention the Nitro Award for the Appreciation Award also goes to Pat you, Deshaun, as well. Always being up in here
On every show, on every show.
Every single show. But we also, again, thank each and every single one of y'all that hop in here every single day. I don't just mean WWT Live, but even the watch alongs, even on the weekends, all of y'all being here. This is the reason why we're able to come here and do this. Shout out to almost believe the 81 people that have been watching this entire award show. We keep coming back because this community is so dope, and we're going to give y'all so much more in the year 2025. So we want to thank each and every single one of y'all for joining. I want to thank all of my panelists for joining today, giving their opinion. Shout out to all the winners for each category. And before we get out of here, of course, we want to make sure that each and every single person is able to let you know where you can follow and support them moving into 2025. And I will play this music real quick. So, make sure
We have
you
to also
keep
play the commercial. Shout out to our main sponsor from this year, All Caribbean Wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Let's knock that out real quick before we get ready to head on
This
out.
episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Shout out to our sponsors, ACW. Jacob, please let them know where they can follow and support you.
Of course, you can find me over at Anscape with my writings about shoes and everything else. And you can always follow me on Twitter at _JDella, right there for you, nice and easy.
Yes, sir. People's Nightmare, where can they follow and support?
Yeah, All-Star Fandom Show on TikTok and Instagram. All-Star Fandom over on YouTube. We're currently reviewing a Star Wars Skeleton Crew. We're doing it tomorrow night right after it airs or right after it drops. So join us there for a watch along. And yeah, thanks for having me this year. And I appreciate you all. I feel like I've missed like a month of shows or whatever, but happy to be here. Thanks for keeping me around.
Yes, indeed. Honey, where can we follow and support you?
Oh, you said honey.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You guys can find me here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays with the WWT Live crew. I am actually very blessed and pleased to be a part of this crew as well. It's done wonders for me personally on a level that's more than I can say on air, but I appreciate every single one of you guys here and every single one of you guys in the chat, and have so much love for y'all. And I have so much fun doing this with you guys, but also All Things Wrestling with Honey, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and like and subscribe to Wrestling with Honey podcast. Shout outs to everybody who contributed to Wrestling with Honey on Instagram, reaching 10K. I'm kind of excited about that, and looking forward to more growth in 2025. So love you guys.
Yes, indeed. Mayor, please let them know where they can support you.
They can at all. I don't want to be found today. I just hope that in 2025 that when we agree to do a festive show, everybody actually follows suit and dresses festive. Follow all my cohorts here. We got some extra content coming for you guys in 2025. I have a little bird that told me that I will be at the January 6th show. Hint, hint, wink, wink. To Big Money TK. But I hope in 2025 that we give you guys more great content, and that I get body butter delivered to me to exfoliate my skin, because everybody else gets it.
Body butter moisturizes, not exfoliates.
You know what? See, and if I had the label in front of me, I would be able to articulate that better now, wouldn't I? Now, if I had the product, I'll be able to
wrap it up, B.
I mean,
either way. EST and WWT. It's been a great 2024. See you guys 2025.
Courtney, where can they follow and support you?
They can always find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, of course, here on WWT Live. You can also follow me on @CourtneyNJ11 on Instagram and Twitter, where I do have some content happening in the coming weeks. And a special New Year's gift to all of you, because I will be doing a watch along for Dynamite. It is the first one of 2025 live on Max. So you do not want to miss it. And it has been a fun year joining this panel, especially with all of you joining in, sharing everything that's been happening in the wrestling world, and excited on what things to come in 2025.
All right. Professor, where can they follow and support?
You can follow me at Bonnerfied across all of the social spaces. Check out my commentary work involving All Caribbean Wrestling, Ashe Wrestling, SHW, IWE, Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling on all of the cool spaces there. And thank you guys for an amazing 2024. 2025 will be incredible. Can't wait to see you guys on the other side.
Oh, yeah. And also be glad that you are also a Nitro Award winner for breakout slogan of the year, NXT Bonnerfied.
Wow, thank you guys.
Shout out to you as also a
thank you.
Oh shoot! I just realized the jumpsuit you're wearing. Well, you got your gift. Merry Christmas.
Wow. Wow. PK, would you like to follow that up with where they can follow?
Sheesh.
Work as well.
I just want to say,
hey, out here bearing more gifts. Like,
oh wow,
that's cold. That's cold. That's really, really cold, isn't it? Terrible. Terrible. I say.
Damn.
Wait, am I going or are you going, Will?
You're going. You're going.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for this whole year. I really appreciate the staff. I appreciate you guys in the chat. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. You can follow Women's Wrestling Talk on everything at www.talkpod.com. We have a special announcement coming on January 8th. And I think 1 or 2 shows also coming as well. It's going to be a big year. And just because you've been whining a lot, said in particular, I put in a big money call. So we'll see what happens for January 6th.
See, that's what I deserve, you know? Come on.
And as always, you can find me for our first live watch along at NXT New Year's Evil, where I will be supporting my client Roxanne Perez, and we will stream live because I hope TK also put in a big money name for me, since you're asking me to still make thumbnails now and work when we supposed to be off. So I supported for that.
One for the YouTube, one for the podcast, please. Thank you.
Hashtag show and tell.
Actually, she said thank you.
At least she said thank you.
She did say thank you.
Yeah, she did say that. And I just want to say thank y'all to y'all. I know, besides all the jokes and stuff like that, like there was a point, especially in 2024, where I just did not ever think I was going to work with another group of people after some things have happened. But I want to say each and every single one of y'all has restored my faith and my trust in people just being as amazing as y'all are each and every single time on here. I thank you for accepting me. I thank y'all for bringing me in here and allowing me just to be me. And I really do appreciate each and every one of seeing y'all here and on this chat. But we're not going to keep y'all any longer.
Who's doing this?
I don't know, but it's kind of funny though. I kind of want to see the whole thing, even though I already know what happens.
Yeah. This is the first time I've seen it so clipped perfectly. I'm just like, how you get all the dreads without no stuff? Like, this is the best way y'all done it.
Oh,
man, thank you.
Also, really quick, shout outs to the Cody Crybabies.
Off is the direction you can fuck.
Always add into the new 2025, all the way through.
Unnecessary.
But ladies and gentlemen,
hold on. In the spirit of 416.
Wow.
In the spirit of 416, for those who are listening, there's a special little nobody says, quote, boss lady looking good as a 2-piece with curly fries.
Not the curly fries.
Shoot.
Now the
All
shot.
Right, happy 2025.
And that's her response. This is why it's 416. Happy 2025.
Everybody. We hope you have a wonderful celebration going to the new year. Do something lovely for yourself and make sure that you start the year off right. Appreciate y'all checking us out here on WWT, the number one in women's wrestling network on the planet. I still don't know how to say it.
Oh, you're so close.
The number one
close.
women's wrestling show on the planet.
Network.
I do planet was somewhere.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet.